So it kind of depends on your situation.
So we're
With
getting a lot of importing, exporting manure too. So the landowner who's receiving that manure needs to have a conversation with the owner of the manure and their contractor or hauler. So all three of them then have to have that conversation of who's going to, in case of
Yeah, exactly. So they want to know, the tenant, what is, the landowner wants to know, what does the tenant have to protect themselves? And maybe in that scenario too, the landowner could ask to be named on the farm's policy to be an additional insured on it, in case there was some case that was brought apart, due to the activities on their land that they would get brought into. Another thing I'll mention is these Cadillac policies for separate environmental policies for agriculture. A lot of these came from industries where they had a single site, and people were concerned about that site. There's a production facility, and they're worried about something getting off site, discharged into a waterway that would create a problem. We know with farms that you're operating on various sites, a lot of vacant ground. You might have your main farm, your home farm, but then you have land all over the county or various counties. So what we have to be careful with is a lot of these insurers that took care of these sites modified those and made them fit onto a farm. The problem is it's quite easy to miss one piece of land that you farm that's not on your insurance policy. Because like I said, it's kind of a giveaway to what kind of insurance company it is. If they come onto your farm and want to insure you for environmental insurance, and they're more concerned about your fuel storage than they are concerned about anything else, they probably came from the industry side where they're more concerned about that one site. We've seen carriers get better at saying, okay, let's make it more broad. Let's figure out how many total acres they're farming. We'll list the total acres on their policy, but we're not going to specify where every which one is located. So the farmer has more leeway on if there's a loss on this field. Okay, we know we had 1,500 acres. This is one of the 1,500 acres he would have coverage. It takes some of the risk off the farm and really the insurance agent for missing a possible location that maybe someone sold you, or had some extra crop, or you could haul your manure on this field because I need some, eliminate some of that exposure.
Any other quick last questions? Are you gonna be able to get your presentation that we can get put on our website and all?
Yeah, I can share it with you through email or whatever works.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Sure.
And we can put it on the Powell County website for anybody who wants to refer back to it.
Chad, when you're sitting down with a landowner, do you recommend that, for the land that he's renting and hauling manure to somebody that maybe, has no livestock anymore, but they're willing or working with them on taking some manure? Do you recommend listing those individuals on their policy then to help cover them, or how do you approach it?
Yeah, I do recommend it, and honestly, it's very little cost to the farmer that's renting the land. Sometimes it doesn't cost anything, sometimes it's a couple bucks, honestly, because the insurance carrier's on the hook already. It's just a matter if they have to not only protect the farm that applied it, but also the landowner. In very few cases is it actually the landowner's fault. It usually ties to the person who owned the manure and that's delivered the manure, not the person who owned the land that it was applied to. Any other questions?
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming. So now we'll break for lunch. Like I said, if you want to choose to use the cafeteria, you walk past it when you came here, or